A logical fallacy? Okay. Let's say I grant that. And let's say I grant that Surah 15:9 is only applied to the Quran, right? Remember that the Quran, as well as authentic sources, say that no one can change Allah's words. I mean, we've got the companions of Muhammad ibn Abbas quoting that no one can alter the words of Allah. So if that is the case, that no one can alter the words of Allah, and if you believe that the Torah and the Injil were Allah's words revealed to the Christians and Jews, then how can you say that, how do you reconcile and come to the idea that the Bible, the Injil, and the Torah have been corrupted?
Every Muslim believes that the Bible has been corrupted. Everyone knows that the Bible has been corrupted. It's a historical fact that the Bible has been corrupted. It just boggles my mind that you're saying all this.
That's just not true, right? Because even again, Muhammad's own companion Ibn Abbas was quoted saying that no one can alter the words in any of Allah's books, right? So here, what evidence do you have that leads you to believe that the Bible has been corrupted? And here's why I'm pressing the question, because even if every single Muslim in the entire universe believed and agreed that, which isn't the case, believed and agreed that the Bible has been corrupted, just a mere assertion isn't proof. It's actually useless without any evidence. So what evidence do you have that leads you to believe that the Bible has been corrupted?
Well, what evidence do you have that proves that the Bible has been preserved?
Okay, that's a good question, and I'd be happy to answer that. We got manuscripts, and lots of manuscripts. There are so many manuscripts that even if they wanted to, it would have been near impossible to change all of them. With manuscripts spread across several continents, and with manuscripts being written over a span of hundreds of years, they couldn't have conspired. And even if there was collusion, there's no way that a group of people could have altered the manuscripts without differing from one another. And not to mention, the Jews and the Christians didn't agree upon a lot of things back then. So to be able to get them all to agree,
that's why they
to
cut off into
Bible,
a bunch of different million sects, and that's why there's a bunch of
I'm actually glad you said that. To get them all to come together and agree on corrupting their scripture is slim to none. Here, that's like saying that the Sunnis and the Shias and the Ahmadiyas, whoever, right, whatever sect, they all came together first of all and agreed to corrupt the book, and then once they actually agreed to corrupt it, they agreed to accept that corrupted book. So to say that the Jews and the Christians came together to corrupt it, yeah, that's highly unlikely.
Okay, I get that, but don't you guys have like 250 versions of the Bible with like a thousand discrepancies?
That's interesting you say that.
No, actually, there was a guy, and his name is John Mill. I think he was the first guy that collected all the discrepancies, and I think he came up with like 10,000. And
Sure.
he's a Christian.
Sure, right. Even with with the manuscripts, even with all the manuscripts that we have, okay, with all the thousands of different variations or differences, right? Not one of those differences change any core doctrine of the Christian faith. Not one of them.
Okay, so the doctrine might not be conflicting, but the verses themselves are conflicting. The stories themselves are conflicting. Like, for instance, in John it says oranges, and in Mark it says apples.
Okay.
You can't have a divine book have conflicting messages. It doesn't make any sense.
Those changes or variations are due to very minor things like copyist mistakes. The guy who was writing it made a mistake with the spelling or something like that. There's only a few variations that actually have any significance within the Bible, right? One of them is the short, middle, and longer ending of Mark.
Well, there's
16.
variations in stories. Even you admit that there are mistakes in the Bible. I mean, you just admitted it just now. If the Bible has been preserved and it's from God, it's from a divine being, why would there be so many versions and so many discrepancies and so many variations? Why? Again, maybe not the doctrine. Even though, I mean, you guys have different sects, and all these different sects lead you know, the different understanding of the Trinity and God, but that's what another subject. I mean, it just shows that everything's just kind of messed up because of the corruption.